Okay. All right, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Good afternoon. I don't know if you guys caught that, but the camera just fell, but I caught you. I caught you guys. You didn't hit the ground, so you can always lean on me. I'll catch you. You got a soft place to land with me. So, all right, welcome to Push and Pull and Legs, PPL, where every workout you do gives you one less reason to get a BBL. So, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. My name is Alexander. I am the health fitness specialist at the McLean location. So, for today, we're going to have a full body sequence. We're going to have 3 different sequences. We're going to still follow the same format we've been following, where we have 3 sequences we work on, 1 move at a time for each sequence. So we're going to have 6.5 minutes where we dedicate to 1 move, and then we'll go ahead, take a quick break, and then proceed into the next sequence. All right, so you will need weights for today's class. Our first 2 moves out of this 3 move sequence are going to be compound moves, meaning we're going to be working multiple muscle groups. You will need weights for these first 2 sequences. You won't need any weight for that 3rd sequence, but you will need it for the first 2. And we're going to be working multiple joints. There will be modifications to make it a little bit easier. If working all these joints together is a little challenging, and then we can make it a little bit easier as well. So you can have modifications to make the move harder. We can have modifications to make that move easier. Turn the dial up, turn the dial down. All right, so let's go ahead and get warmed up. Hopefully you have some water near. You might not need it, but nonetheless, the goal is to keep moving throughout the duration of our class. So let's go ahead and get warmed up. We're going to start off just with some step back burpees. And reach on up. All right, so go at a relatively moderate to slow tempo right here, just starting off. We're just working on getting the heart rate elevated for right now. We're gonna double time it right here. So go ahead, complete that move with a little bit more speed. One more. We're going to come right down to the floor here after this last move. We're going to go right into cat-cow. So we're just trying to get loose. Shake the dust off from sitting down all morning if you're like me. So be smooth with your movements here. All right, from here, you're gonna push your shoulder to your hip. Avoid pushing your hip to your shoulder. Push your shoulder to your hip. You're just bending to the side like a spring. We will be doing a Renegade row today, so we're gonna be spending a lot of time during that second interval on the hands like so. From here, you're gonna come to a squat. We're gonna wedge your elbows into your knees. All right, twist up and reach. Each side. Keep on alternating. Exhale as you reach up. We're going to do one more each side, and then you're going to come down to your butt. From here, we're coming right into a table. So you're going to turn your fingertips to the left and the right. You're going to elevate your hips, roll the shoulders back, and pull them down into the floor. Elevate the hips. So stretch out your chest. You should open up your chest. You should feel this in your shoulders, your glutes, and your hamstrings. Squeeze at the top. Got 3 more reps. Last one, we're gonna go right into a rock from here. So bring your butt to your heels. Keep the shoulders pulled back and down. You can reach your hands up higher or bring your feet down lower in order to get a deeper stretch here. One more, we're gonna flip over. We're gonna go right into some down dogs and cobras. Let's go ahead and bring the hips down. Squeeze your glutes, you're kind of pushing your hips into the floor. And reverse, down dog. Let the heels fall toward the floor and repeat. Bring it up. Exhale as you come up and push back. We got two more. Make sure you push your head as close to your feet as possible. You should be feeling your chest and your shoulders kind of open up. Last one. All right, from here, you're going to come back to the high plank. You're going to push your butt back to your heels like you're doing a squat. You're just facing the floor. Again, smooth with your movements here. Make sure you have a slightly wider base than normal at your feet. Again, like you're doing a squat, you're just facing the floor. All right, last one. And you're going to come up to your feet. Okay, and I think we are ready to go. So, first move on the list of sequences to perform today. You're going to need weight for this. We're going to have a squat press with an RDL. All right, so I'm just grabbing my weight here. All right, so I'm going to demonstrate to you what that looks like. Squat press with an RDL. All right, so I'll show you from the side. So you're going to bring your weights up to shoulder height. You can come to the side if you want, but I would suggest coming out in front so that squat's a little bit easier. So we're combining a squat with an overhead press, squatting down, pressing up. Bring the weight back down to shoulder height and repeat. All right, that's your squat press. After each squat press, you drop the weights, you do an RDL. Bring the weights back up, squat, press, RDL. All right, so if it's preferred to do all the squats first, then the RDL, do that if you feel better. If that makes you feel better, if it's easier to do that variation instead. If you just want to do the squat, just do the squat. If you just want to do the RDLs, just do the RDLs. If you want to just do the overhead press, break it down however you need to break it down in order to complete this sequence, all right? So we're going for 6 minutes. We've got 6.5 minutes of work. And we're going to have a 30-second break when we finish. If I can get my timer right. Okay, there we go. 6.5 minutes of work, 30 seconds of rest. Counting down from 5. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. All right. So squat, press, add in the RDL. So when you are squatting, avoid squatting all the way down. I can't go any lower here. You guys can't see me. I can't go any lower than this, but you do not want to go all the way down. I want you to go to the point where your legs are pretty much parallel with the floor. So for me, that's right here, and then press up. Reason being, you don't want to rely on momentum. You want to rely on your musculature to get you back up. You also don't want to hang out sitting down at the bottom of your squat because you'll be leaning on your muscles or on your bones, not using your muscles. So you want to keep that tension in the thighs at the bottom of the squat. So just parallel, come back up. Right into the overhead press. All right, so it might be a little bit easier to do the squat presses then add in the RDLs. That's what I'm going to do here. We're looking for 10 reps. I forgot to mention that. Then you go right into your RDLs. Keep the feet together. They're right under your hips. You're pushing your butt backward and letting your chest fall. Butt back, chest naturally comes down. So if you bring the butt back, the chest will fall. You also want to make sure you keep your back straight from the shoulder to the hip. So I'm bringing my butt back, and as I let my chest fall, I'm not curving my back. All right? Butt comes back, keep the back straight. That'll also help you keep your chest falling down to the floor. So as long as you push your butt back and keep your back flat, you're going to be able to get the right stretch and the right muscle, that being your hamstring, in this RDL. That's exactly what we want. Let's go back to squat press. Again, we're looking for 10 reps. Use the momentum from your squat to put into that overhead press. Exhale on your way up. We got 3.5 minutes to go. We're halfway there. Try not to jut your head forward as you move either. Try to keep the head back. That'll help keep the back straight, the back flat. Right back to the RDLs. To make these harder, you can do them one-legged, like so. You'll need to bend the leg of the front foot or the planted foot to make sure you don't fall. You should still feel this stretch in your hamstring, but just a little bit more. And if you want, you can still do it the regular way. Feet under the hips, come down, back up. Just make sure you bend the leg, bend the knee on the planted leg if you are going to be doing it single leg RDL. Doesn't matter how low you go, as long as you feel the hamstring engaged, you're okay. So we have 2 minutes to go. Keep it going, guys. You can always use heavier weight. You can always go higher in reps. But I always suggest going higher in reps before increasing weight. But you know yourself better than I do. Choose the proper one to go with based off of what you can handle, what you think you can handle. 90 seconds. Parallel is the depth we're looking to go to. Come right back up. Remember, use the momentum from the squat to push into the overhead press. 60 seconds to go. We got the Renegade row next. Some more shoulder work, and then we're incorporating the back. We'll be incorporating the back in with that next move. So again, if you're doing that single leg, bend that front knee. to help you with your form here, try to grip the floor with your toes. If you're on a padded surface like a mat, it'll probably be a little bit more challenging than if you're on the floor, on a hardwood floor. All right, taking a break, we're moving on to the next sequence. We've got Renegade rows. So you're gonna come down into a push-up position. So you're gonna be at the top point of a push-up. From here, you're gonna row, row, push-up. All right. 5 reps, take a break. If you need to split them up, do 5 push-ups and then do your 5 rows. Nonetheless, that's the Renegade rows. Rows with the push-up, 5 at a time, then take a break. Repeat as many times as you can within this sequence. So we get another compound movement here, but like I said before, break it down however you need to break it down so that you can complete the move with good form, and you'll be okay. So the trick here, 4, 5. So the hard part about this move is trying to keep the hips from rotating or opening up when you go to row. So when you go to pull, it's really easy to turn and pull. We don't want to turn and pull. We want to try and keep the hips as square as possible. So you're pulling back towards your hip, and then you're going to try to keep your hips from rotating. All right? So you're really clamping down on the core. A lot of coordination going on here, so that's why if you need to break it down, it wouldn't take away from the effectiveness of the move because you're able to focus on one move at a time. So 5 reps at a time, take a break, then come back. If you need to do this on your knees, you can. You don't have to remain in that high plank position. You do not have to remain in the up part of the push-up in order to do this. You can drop your knees. So that'll look a little bit like this. So your hips are pushed forward. You're straight from the shoulder to the knee. Push up, row, row. Of course, you got to lean to one side when you go into the row. That's okay. So push up, row, row. You're still pulling back towards your hip. That should help it make it easier to keep your hips from rotating. All right? And it makes it easier to do the push-up. So to make it easier to do both, especially keep the hips from rotating too much when you go to do your row. Pull back toward the hip, not up into the armpit. Back toward the hip. Okay, so hopefully you feel this move a lot more than that first move. That's why this is second. We needed that first sequence to get us warmed up. So we've got less than 3 minutes to go. We're over halfway there. Keep taking your time. If you need to elevate the reps, elevate the reps. If you need to decrease the reps, decrease the reps. Definitely don't forget about that modification where you can drop your knees and perform the movement from a kneeling position. All right? We're incorporating a push and a pull and core all in one move. Okay? So do take your time because we're getting a lot going on. We have a lot going on with this one move. You should take your time so that you can keep your form high. All right, we got 2 minutes flat to go. Let's keep it going. Pulling back toward the hip. We get a little bit of elevation on the floor from the dumbbells to help get into a deeper push-up. Whew. 90 seconds left. Plus, you're also getting a lot of compression in the wrist here from doing the push-ups on the dumbbells, but it's actually less compared to if you're on the floor. So hopefully this is more of a neutral grip for you when you're doing your push-up, and that relieves your wrists a little bit. All right, 60 seconds to go. I think I might be able to get 1 or 2 more in here. Let's keep it going, guys. Workout has certainly started. The workout doesn't start until you begin to feel yourself getting a little tired. So hopefully you're getting a little tired, a little fatigued from this move. Okay, 20 seconds to go. Whew. Finish strong, guys. Keep your feet wide to give yourself a greater base. That'll help you from rotating. Okay. Whew. Next move. This move does not use weights. We have a calf raise and we have anterior tib raises. So this one we can easily learn on the fly. So we're going to start off with calf raises. I like to do the first set unweighted and then I'll add weights in. And I'll show you the second move. We'll do it together. Starting off with calf raises. Let's go. So you can use a wall to help you with your balance if you need. Otherwise, you can just come to your feet. So what we're looking at trying to do is just lifting the heels off the ground. Keep the forefoot or the base of your toes on the floor. Elevate. We're not trying to come just on the toes. No, keep the forefoot, the base of your toes on the floor. So if you think about bending your toes all the way back, this base, imagine this is your foot, this base is still on the ground. That's where you want to lift yourself. That's the pivot point. You're letting yourself down very softly and slowly, like you're trying to be quiet. You got 20 reps. I think that's about, it's got to be about 6, we'll call that 6, 7, 8, 9. Maintain a slight bend in your knees. Your legs do not need to be locked out, but they don't need to be severely bent either. So hold at the top for a split second and come back down. Nice and easy on the way down. Soft heels. We're not trying to slam. We're trying to come down nice and soft. Ooh, excuse me. All right. So we'll call that 20. For the most part, I think I lost count, but nonetheless, that had to be about 20. It felt like it. All right, so next move, tibialis raises. This is just the opposite of a calf raise. So instead of doing heel raises, we're gonna lift our toe. To put leverage, pit leverage against us, you're gonna lean on the wall, have your butt on the wall, bring your feet forward. You're gonna lock your legs out, squeeze your quads and push your knees back. Keep the quads active. It's not passive. Purposely keep your quads tensed up, and then you're gonna lean forward, Bring your back off of the wall. From here, you're gonna lift your toes and drop them. We're going for 20 here as well. 2. Remember, keep the quads tensed up. 4, 5. Let the toes down nice and easy. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Legs stay tensed. 16. Legs stay straight. Stay tensed. 18, 19, and 20. All right. You can grab weight right here if you want. Doesn't matter how heavy or how light. At least not really. But if you aren't usually doing something for your calves, don't load up here too much. Something like 25 pounds should be just fine. That should be plenty. So we're gonna repeat the calf raises here. If you want weight, great. Otherwise, just use your body weight. It'll be enough. Same thing. Elevate, drop the heels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Remember, keep a slight bend in your knees. 9. Let the heels down nice and soft. 10, 11. We're trying to pivot where the base of our toe meets the rest of our foot. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Now, yes, we can absolutely handle much more weight in our calves. Again, I want you to be able to walk normally when you leave here, so don't load it up too much. Right back to the toe raises. Butt on the wall, straighten the legs out, lean forward. The further your feet are from the wall, the harder it'll be. The closer your feet are to the wall, the easier it'll be. So now we're gonna go ahead and execute. Lift the toes. 1. Drop the toes down, nice and easy. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. You should be feeling this burn in the front part of your shin. 15. Keep those legs straight. Keep the quads tensed up. 17, 18, 19, 20. We've got a minute left. We should be able to get one more in with both. Let's go ahead and get going. If you want to add a greater knee bend, you can. Just continue to do your calf raise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Not very fast. Take your time. 11, 12. We're just going to do 15, 13, 14, 15. Just for time purposes, we're just doing 15. Let's finish these last 15 on the toe raises. Let's get it going. Straighten the legs out, butt on the wall, lean forward, tense up the quads. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, so we are done. If you want to finish, you can. I think I got 5 more reps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Woo. So you should feel all of that below the knee. All right. So your lower leg should be burning up. All right. So you can grab some water if you have it. Now we're going to stretch out here in a second. All right, so hopefully your heart rate was able to come down pretty quickly just because we did the calf raises last. That was our break, if you will, while still getting in a good burn. My shins definitely burn right now, so we're going to stretch that out first. So to do that, we're going to come back down to the floor, and then we're going to go straight into child's pose. So bring your butt to your heels. And you're going to slowly work your way so that you have an upright torso. You might need to bring your legs together, but do use your hands to support your body weight in case this stretch is a little bit too extreme for you. Just come back as far as you can. If this is it, if that's all you got, that's not a problem. Just hold it there. If you can go further, just continue to bring your shoulders back so that they're over your hips. You should feel this stretch in your shin and in your ankle. And you can just slowly let your weight down as you get comfortable with the stretch, or just continue to support your body weight. All right, from here, come on up. I'm going to straighten out the leg. I'm going to get the calf and the hamstring. So, straighten the leg out, squeeze your quad. Make sure you rotate your pelvis forward like you're trying to poke your butt out. Use the wall for balance if you need. And you're going to push your chest toward your knee. And you can kind of pull up on the calf or pull up on the toe to stretch out the calf. And relax, you're going to switch sides. Same thing, straighten out your leg, squeeze your quad a little bit, rotate your hips forward like you're trying to poke your butt out, and reach down, push your chest toward the floor. And if you can pull up on the toe. That'll stretch out the calf a little bit too. And relax. Let's come back down to the floor. I'm going to stretch out the quads here. Just grab the left ankle, pull it toward the left glute. Can lean back a little bit more if you want to get a greater stretch at the quad. You can kind of squeeze your left glute a little bit. And relax, switch sides. So again, you can kind of lean back. You can squeeze the glute a little, and you can pull the heel toward the glute to intensify this stretch. And relax. All right, let's come on up. So that is our class for today. Ladies and gentlemen, please do keep stretching if you need to. And I hope to see you guys return for the next class next week. Y'all enjoy the rest of your day, and thanks for joining me again. All right, I'll catch y'all on the next one. Holla.